Welcome back to the dark side of history. I am Mr. M from Shadows of Europe. Today we uncover a terrifying, unsolved legend from the Bavarian snows, the Hinterkaifeck murders. This is the story of 6 souls slaughtered in a lonely farmhouse, where the killer remained for days, living among the dead while the chimney continued to smoke, and the cattle were still fed. If you are ready to face the darkness, leave a like, subscribe, and let's begin. Hinterkaifeck, the unsolved nightmare. Deep in the heart of Bavaria, Germany, lies a story so disturbing that it has baffled investigators for over a century. This isn't just a murder mystery, it is a tale of isolation, eerie premonitions, and a killer who lived among the dead. This is the story of Hinterkaifeck. The date was March 31st, 1922. At a remote farmstead known as Hinterkaifeck, 6 people were living their final hours. The Gruber family, Andreas and Cecilia, their widowed daughter Victoria, her 2 children, Cecilia and Joseph, and their new maid, Maria. But the horror didn't start on that Friday night. It began days, even months earlier, with signs that someone or something was watching them. Andreas Gruber, a man known for being cold and unfriendly, had started telling neighbors about strange occurrences. He found a newspaper from Munich on the porch, a paper no one in the family had bought. Then he found footprints in the snow leading from the edge of the forest directly to the farm. But there were no return tracks. Someone had entered the farm, but they had never left. Inside the house, keys went missing. Andreas reported hearing footsteps in the attic, pacing back and forth in the dead of night. Yet when he searched the house, he found no one. Even the previous maid had quit months earlier, claiming the house was haunted. Little did Maria, the new maid, know that she had arrived on the farm on the very day the nightmare would reach its peak. On the night of March 31st, one by one, the family members were lured into the barn. We don't know how. Perhaps they heard a noise, or perhaps they were led there by force. Andreas, his wife, the daughter Victoria, and young Cecilia were all struck down with a pickaxe, or a mattock. The killer was precise and brutal. After finishing in the barn, the intruder entered the house. He killed the maid, Maria, in her bedroom, and finally, the youngest, 2-year-old Joseph, as he slept in his cot. But here is where the story turns truly macabre. The bodies weren't discovered until 4 days later. During those 4 days, the chimney of the farmhouse continued to smoke. Neighbors saw lights in the windows. The cattle were fed, and the bread was eaten. The killer didn't run away. He stayed. He lived in the house with the bodies of his victims, sleeping in their beds and eating their food, before finally vanishing into the forest. When the police finally arrived, the scene was baffling. There was money and jewelry left in plain sight. This wasn't a robbery. The brutality suggested something personal, yet the family had many enemies. Suspects were interrogated by the hundreds. Was it Lorenz Schlittenbauer, a local man who had a complicated relationship with Victoria? Was it a soldier returning from the Great War? Or was it someone Andreas had wronged in his dark past? Despite decades of investigation and modern forensic attempts, no one was ever charged. The farm was eventually demolished, and a shrine was built in its place. But to this day, the questions remain. Who was the person in the attic? Why did they stay after the crime? And how could someone vanish so completely after committing one of the most brutal acts in German history? Some say the footprints in the snow were a warning. Others believe the house was cursed. But one thing is certain. At Hinterkaifeck, the truth died with the Grubers, leaving behind only the cold, silent echoes of a nightmare that will never be solved. The snow has long since melted over the ruins of Hinterkaifeck, but the questions remain. Who was the phantom in the attic? And why did they stay? Some secrets are meant to stay buried in the cold Bavarian earth. I am Mr. M, and these were the Shadows of Europe. If this story haunted you, leave a comment with your theory below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep the lantern lit against the dark. Until next time, watch the shadows.